If I were playing games with you, I would be so much crueler. I would make you beg. Can you believe this guy? Is he hot or just auditioning to be a Bond villain?
Context is rather crucial. That line, while admittedly dramatic, comes from Yu Chen in The Scorpion and The Night Blossom by Amélie, Zhao, the book we are ostensibly discussing today.
Ostensibly, we are discussing it, or rather, we're discussing why the internet is losing its collective mind over it again. Remember her last book, The Torches, the Pitchforks? Apparently some folks never forget. One reviewer called the YA crowd vicious. Vicious.
While the meta-narrative surrounding the author is noted, perhaps we could focus on the text itself. The novel follows An Ying, a young woman in a world inspired by Chinese mythology, seeking revenge against the demonic Mo who destroyed her family.
Yeah, seeking revenge by immediately wanting to climb the first mysterious, smirking, half-demon dude she meets like a genetically engineered squirrel. Make it make sense. She hates demons. Hates them, dad dead, mom practically a houseplant because of them. And 5 minutes later she's practically drooling over Yu Chen. Hypocrite, massive hypocrite. Reviewers are calling her out, some even used the word racist, towards his kind while clearly wanting to rip his traditional fantasy tunic off.
I believe the term is Han Fu, and her internal conflict between ingrained hatred and burgeoning attraction is a central theme. It speaks to the complexities of trauma and prejudice.
Complexity. It's like my neighbor Brenda who complains about Mrs. Henderson's cat crapping in her petunias, but leaves her bins out for 3 days smelling like death. You can't have it both ways. And Ing is supposed to be this trained warrior, right? Ready to kick demon butt.
She has undergone extensive training. Yes.
Then why does she need saving every 10 pages? Seriously, it's always, oh no, I'm cornered, and guess who swans in, Mr. Smoky Half-Demon, the guy she just called scum 5 minutes ago. It's pathetic. She thinks she's Buffy, but she's really just Daphne, waiting for Fred to show up in the mystery machine, except Fred is a demon she claims to despise.
Yu Chen's protective instincts, despite her hostility, are part of his character arc. Readers seem quite taken with him. Wu Chen apologist. Contingent is vocal.
Apologist. I am the contingent. Team Yu Chen. That poor bastard. He's got this tragic past. He's clearly into her even though she treats him like something she's scraped off her half the time. He smirks okay, maybe a bit too much smirking. Reviewers noted that, but compared to her, he's a saint. A smirking half-demon saint. And don't even get me started on the other guy, Hao whatever.
Hao Yang. Positioned as the more traditionally heroic figure.
Translation boring, knight in shining armor. More like knight in shining beige wallpaper. He never stood a chance. Friend zone city, population him. Meanwhile, An Ying is over here being awful, leaving her 14-year-old sister behind to go on this revenge quest / make out tour with the enemy. She's genuinely unlikable.
Her devotion to saving her mother is presented as a mitigating factor, and some find her flaws relatable, her journey compelling.
Relatable. If I related to her, I'd need therapy, intense therapy, which brings us to the big question. Is this book actually any good, or is it just internet drama fuel wrapped in fantasy tropes?
Well, the prose has moments of lyricism. Maybe, under different circumstances, I could have loved him, without knowing it would burn down the world. There's an attempt at epic romance.
Epic angst, more like... One reviewer literally typed holy fireballs of angst, in all caps. I felt that, but then another called it paint by numbers romantasy. And what about the demons? The Mo? People are mad, they're basically just vampires. Salt sucking, sometimes blood drinking. One reviewer was furious. Just call them vampires. They screamed into the void. Is it lazy world building, is it?
The interpretation of mythological creatures is always subjective. Perhaps it's a deliberate choice to make them accessible, though I concede the point about originality is debatable. The plot structure, particularly the Hunger Games-esque immortality trials, felt somewhat derivative.
Derivative. Who cares? Did people get stabbed through the heart with feelings? Yes. We got a listener email, okay, fine. I imagined a listener email saying, Aning is just misunderstood, her pain is real, and another asking, how can anyone not fall for him? He deserves the world. See, division, drama, that's what matters.
What matters is narrative coherence. The constant knife to the throat moments, followed by rescues, became repetitive. And while the final act delivers twists, the journey there occasionally dragged.
Dragged? Okay, maybe a little. But maybe the repetition, maybe it highlights their toxic dynamic. Yeah, it's performance art, or maybe it's just bad pacing. Yeah, probably bad pacing. If Aning were a sandwich, what kind would she be?
I am not dignifying that with a response.
Come on, a knuckle sandwich, no too aggressive. A pity party Peter hypocrite Hojia.
Moving to our highly scientific rating system.
Right. I give the Scorpion and the Night Blossom 6 out of 7 times Yu Chen had to swoop in and save Aning's ungrateful backside, plus an extra point for the sheer online meltdown potential.
I award it 3 out of 5 potentially interesting themes, buried under repetitive tropes. It generates discussion. I'll give it that. Much like our infamous Twilight debate.
Don't you dare bring up the sparkly vampires. This is way more infuriating. At least Bella knew she was useless.
That's a take.
All right, folks, that's all the angst we can handle today. Next week, we tackle Gary the sentient mailbox finds love. Apparently, it's causing quite the stir in the paranormal postal romance community.
That cannot possibly be a real book.
You've been listening to Heartbook Radio. We argue so you don't have to, or maybe you should. It's fun.